Am I live yet? Sick. Okay, so I honestly don't know how long I'm gonna stay live. Um, it depends on these three main factors: how bored I am. No pun intended. Um, what you call it? The topics I cover, because there's so much shit I can cover today, and I'm excited. Did I say curses? Right. Let's see. Let's see. Um, where'd I say that? I did urban legends, true crime, general Halloween stream. I have to do that. Creepypasta. Uh, stuff posts. Yeah. Okay, so today's like the cursed items, stuff, pictures, post stream, but I'm just gonna bunch it up to curses, right? Oh my god, I should do Smile Dog. Let's do Smile Dog. Hold on, let me add that shit. You all can see my shit though. Like whenever I change it, it's because I'm using the background. Smile Dog. Some ordinary. I really want some ordinary gamers. Is this the one that? Fuck is this? Hold on. I need to begin with like the intro, right? Uh, fuck it. We'll go with "Are You Scared?"
Tickets of Paradise has opened.
We're back. We're back. I need to start my intro. So welcome back, everybody. Yesterday was my coding stream. I have a midterm. I studied computer engineering. Despite what all my streams so far this October have, pointed to. Um, but yeah, I'm excited about today because I actually genuinely think I do have enough free time and I have everything under order this week. Um, when it came to the mug switch and stuff like that, I'm still working on it, right? But that's besides the point, right? So, like I said, today's stream is gonna depend. How long I stream today is gonna depend on three main factors: how bored I am, um, from like watching the videos, because there is like, for me personally, there is like an intake I can take. I can only take so many videos before I start hearing stupid bullshit like the ghost then followed me into the restroom. And in the restroom, I smashed the glass. Blah 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 blah. Because that just represents that maybe they got over something about themselves, right? That's what it literally means. It's not even a word, literally. Literally, that doesn't sound like a word. Y'all know what I mean, right? Anyhow, so the curses we're gonna be covering about, or like historical ones, I think King Tut or something like that is on here, right? Let's see, like movie set ones, cursed objects, cursed dolls, cursed paintings. I guess curses brought on by seeing not mythological creatures, but like what are they called? Like the hell. No, they say like if you see the hellhound three times, you die. That's technically like a sort of curse, right? There's other stuff like that. And then there's like cursed video games, right? Like Sonic.exe, cursed posts like Smile Dog. But all that is gonna be at the end, and like, yeah, that's it. That's all I have down. I'm not just gonna be reacting to these because I've seen most of these throughout my lifetime from like the ages when 2011. 2011 was like the first time I got on the internet. A lot of my friends actually didn't get onto the internet, like the internet, right? I'm not talking about like like proctored networks by like the school elementary, like the elementary school stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, for whatever reason, like a nasty noise, and I think the lights just like so that's gonna add some ambiance, right? But what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, it's because like I like before 2011, I was on the internet, but like at my school, my elementary school, it was like really barred down because you had to go as a student into the computer lab and with the teacher, right? So oftentimes you would only have access to like the internet as a class, not as an individual student, right? And then with that being said, it was like through what is called Internet Explorer. It's like you couldn't access much stuff because a lot of that stuff was like blocked out. So yeah, so 2011, I think like a year, not no, but like even then, 2011. Yeah, like 2012, 2013, somewhere around there, I learned about creepypastas. Started searching up creepy shit. Then like, there was a lot of shit that I covered, right? Anyhow, so yeah, throughout like me just being on the internet as a human being, a lot of shit just out there once. Just like, yeah. Anyhow, so let's get started. Yeah. Because curses take forms. They take many forms, right? They take like, like fuck you, right? No, I'm just kidding. No, they take like the form of like like a way to like maybe torment somebody, right? By saying something. So, for example, like the devil will follow you till the end of your life and to the ends of the earth or something. That just means I hope you have a bad life. And then there's also curses like in the form of coincidences, right? Like how a lot of the people got sick and died after excavating King Tut. If I remember, there's an actual explanation video, and actually, let's watch that one. We're not gonna start with that one first. Actually, hold up. It's transitioning, right? Because like, a lot of these are gonna basically be that type of curse, right? The curse with having to do basically with uncovering burials and stuff like that, or like objects and stuff, or like messing around with the Ouija board. Hopefully, I have one of these. Take a look. So let's overview, right? So these are top 15 scary real curses that are deadly. I have a feeling since this is 2016 top 15s slash chills, it will actually be good because this content was pretty top notch back then. Then top five real life curses. So it's probably gonna be something found that's yeah. Dude, why is it making like? Oh, don't hear that though. It's like it's going. I don't even know how to explain that. Top 10 cursed objects, right? Then we have the game that kills, Shashin, and other cursed media. I do have to arrange these top 10 cursed movies. Let's do that. Hellhound, what the reveal companion, the curse. Let's see. Evil books. Okay, we can kind of remove part one. Oh wait, no, they're totally different videos. Funny real. See, because like a lot of other things are gonna like repeat. The stories will keep to the end. Uh, see, 2 fucking hours. You're gonna watch this for 2 fucking hours. So we'll keep this for like maybe like before the stories because it has like a visual component. Then we're watching this. I used to watch Eurofoin cover BS creepypasta, and maybe like what did I say? I said Small Dog. Small Dog somewhere else. Where'd he go? Oh yeah, yeah. There we go. Versus. Oh my god. Pele Pond.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, I didn't even click on that. Okay, hold up. What was it called? Okay. If you all have any video suggestions, I'd be up for it at all. I'd be up to like ascent from a Ouija board. The hidden symbols inside. I don't know. It depends on the fucking Ouija board you fucking buy. I haven't had one. I don't plan on having.
No, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Never, and I mean.
We're just gonna be watching pretty much like a bunch of like list videos, right? Maybe like I'll get my input too, because like again, I'm not gonna be just reacting to this, because I pretty much know like the ins and outs of everything. We're discussing. What is it called? That guy with the fucking. What I remember him as? Scary Reddit. I don't know. Hopefully nothing bullshitty. Redditor snapped out. This is the only video I remember. Debunk file. There we go. See, I always think it's like the Wario Cat, but it's like some fucking weird bar. King Tut's curse. There we go. We can have it like somewhere over here. So again, a lot of these curses and stuff like that do have like literary elements. There's so much I can get into. There's like that one monk one where the monk saw like a hooded figure and then he became the hooded figure, right? And all that stuff. I think that's one of them. There's another one where like the tree had a bullet stuck inside it, lightning strikes it, and then it actually hits its victims after years, you know? There's like all that other stuff. There's like books and stuff. It's so much I can talk about. There's like the book made out of skin. That's the one of them that comes to mind. But yeah, we'll basically just be discussing them, right? And maybe like watching. So this is top 15s.
Tomb. Mummies and curses just seem to go hand in hand. So
this is narrated by somebody else.
Terrifying deadly curse comes from the cursed tomb of Timur.
Yeah.
As the story goes, in 1396, Timur became the Great Khan and decided it was best to strike out on a bloody campaign.
No, isn't that like the Egyptian
Genghis Khan, his great-grandfather by blood? And so he tore through Persia and southern Russia, leaving no man standing. He destroyed whole cities and massacred most of the citizens therein, as evidenced in the sacking of Herat, the capital city of the Kartid dynasty. In Isfatsar, Timur cemented prisoners to the city walls, alive. And in Isfahan, the rebels killed Timur's tax collectors.
Wait, you guys really think that says hepatitis or
so
something?
he revenged them by massacring around 100,000 to 200,000 of the city's citizens, placing their heads on 28 towers. This was to create terror and combat resistance as he continued to conquer the world. As he prepared to battle Delhi, Timur grew even more bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
He killed 100,000 captives, and once the city had fallen and the remaining citizens attempted to form an uprising, he ordered a horrific massacre. It is said that the city reeked of the citizens' decomposing bodies, which were left out for the birds, while their heads were piled onto structures. His terror continued as he invaded Baghdad in 1401. There, he ordered each soldier to bring him 2 severed heads at the minimum. Once they'd slaughtered everyone, there were no more men to kill, so some soldiers killed prisoners.
Yeah, this is a horrible historical event, right?
With their own wives' heads. His legacy left a 70,000-strong pyramid of human skulls in northern India, along with up to 17 million dead, according to some estimates.
Yeah, and like the thing about like back then is like India had like a big population, right? I mean big, and this is what like the 1400s. So if I remember, yeah, the English wouldn't have been here at all. You know, trying to colonize them.
Needless to say.
So yeah, very.
Timur was a bit of a nasty fellow.
Interesting era.
Sadistic, egotistical, a smart strategist, but legitimately evil. So when he passed away in 1405, it's none too shocking that a curse was laid over his tomb at the Puri Amir complex of Samarkand, Uzbekistan. Kubek Khan's jade throne served as a cover for Timur's tomb. On it, inscribed in Arabic text, read the curse, "When I arise from the grave, the world will tremble."
Yeah.
And it did tremble in 1941.
When the case was opened.
Archaeologist Mikhail Mikhailovich Gerasimov was
This is
sent
scary.
by Stalin to excavate the tomb.
Yeah.
The Uzbek elders revealed
He
a book
opened
to
it.
Kuimov, which
They're like,
stated
no.
that the tomb of Timur should never be opened.
Yeah, they're like, they'll open it, and then it fucking trembled. Isn't that a
Homeland did
big ass
listen to this warning
coincidence?
and removed
This is
Timur's
scary.
skull on June 21st. The very next day, Russia went to war with the Nazis. Hitler launched an attack called Operation Barbarossa, which made the world tremble indeed.
Yeah.
It was the most expansive and vicious invasion of the Second World War.
This is a recreation,
Millions
by
of
the way.
Soviet civilians and soldiers were lost to the invasion. When, finally, the Soviets gave way to their superstitions
It's
on
from a
December
movie,
20th,
right?
1942, and returned Timur's remains to his tomb, adhering to Islamic burial rites, the Nazis' Operation Winter Storm failed miserably in
Yeah.
Stalingrad. Terrifying deadly curse or coincidence? You decide.
Yeah, it was a
We'll venture
coincidence.
into the Mongols' tomb.
But like,
and
yeah,
Timur's
this
skull.
is like pretty like what the fuck, right?
Before we go any further, do you think curses are real? Let me know in the comments with a simple yes or no. My answer would be yes. Don't disturb the dead. You never know what's attached to them. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if
Yeah.
you're generous enough to like this video, then thank you.
This is when Chills is trying to find somebody like a
Tomb of
co-host or something.
Humeru. While no fatalities have been ascribed to the Tomb of Humeru, there is most certainly a curse detailed on the High Priest's tomb. With 2 false doors, this tomb is terrifying in and of itself, but its ancient curse is even
Wait.
creepy.
What was this guy? Okay, this is just Cursed Tomb. Also, I like how these have like you know, like little tabs saying like what each part is, right? But like, I find it weird because this video came out like 2016, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago at this point, actually. Well, 5 years, but like, you know, it's almost December 21st, anyways. Hold up. Armor on. I actually am super interested. Curse of Tourmaline, legend or fact? Let's see if this is true. But the expedition bomb of the tomb of Tamerlane was open. First Nazi Germany invaded the Soviet Union. People linked the opening of the tomb stricken. Expedition was immediately winded up, and the remains of Timur and his dynasty were sent to study in Moscow. But if you think deeply about these events, they would seem like a chain of coincidences. Yes, they were since the World War II. Yeah, began 1939. Yeah, it began even way before, right? Like, you know, basically like Hitler was just snatching up lands, consolidating power, right? And slightly before that. Month earlier, Stalin into the legend and aircraft with the rise of Muslims on the fronts of the Second War. That's an interesting fact. That last sentence. Cool. Yeah, that's interesting.
It states, I shall see.
That's some interesting history, right?
Goose. If you don't mind having your neck wrung like a goose, visit the tomb and descend the
You know, but
stairway into
coincidences
an open court
and
with an
stuff like
underground
this
chapel.
occur like every day.
Although
You
the
know
tomb
what I mean?
wasn't completed with its paintings and decor left unfinished, the costly entrance demonstrates how much the high priest meant to his pharaoh.
It's insane.
Fitted with limestone.
You know, because it just is insane though. Like, you know, in 1400, some guy says that if you open my tomb, I'm gonna fuck up the world, right? 500 years later, tomb is open. Then like turning
A
point of World War
terrifying,
II.
deadly curse.
Like
Number
what the
14,
heck?
The Cursed Iceman Cometh. Throwback to 1991. The Iceman, aka Ötzi, was uncovered in the stretch of the Alps range between Italy and Austria. Little did those who excavated Ötzi know, the old bat was cursed. The deadly curse killed 7 people linked to his excavation over the next 13 years. While 3 of the deaths were natural,
They were just
the
coincidences.
remaining 4 were crazy violent. So much so that conspiracy theorists have suggested that the Iceman cursed those who dug up his old weather remains from their 5,300-year-old haunting ground, only to pick them apart for their own amusement. Forensic pathologist Rainer Henn was the curse's first victim. After using his bare hands to place the Iceman in a body bag, he headed to a 1992 World Conference to discuss the group's findings. On the way, he died in a car crash.
That's actually really sad. Holy fuck.
Kurt Fritz was the mountaineer who guided Henn to the Iceman. He swept away the ice and snow from the dead man's face. He was killed in an avalanche, the only one of his party to have met death that day. The third victim was behind the camera the day
that just
the
is
Iceman.
Interesting.
A brain tumor killed him. Still don't believe in the curse? Well, maybe these next three will turn skeptics into believers. The man who found the Iceman, Helmut Simon, was missing for more than a week in 2004. When he was found, it was by a rescue team. Simon laid face down in a creek after falling 300 feet from a cliff to his death. The curse
Holy
seemed to
shit.
Simon's rescue team.
That's
as the
horrible.
team led Dieter
Yeah,
Weiner.
because like it's in the Alps, right? This area. Is it? No. Where is it again? Iceman. Yeah, in the Alps. Border of Austria and Italy, yeah. No, it's gonna say like Mount Everest has a bunch of these things, but Mount Everest is not in the Alps. It's in between, if I remember, like India and China, right? And some other Asian countries in the area. The Himalayas. Hold on. India and China. No, but like, yeah, just to end up having like cliffs and ledges and shit that you can just fall down.
Simon's funeral. Conrad Spindler, Arnek, died from a heart attack only an hour after Simon's funeral. Conrad Spindler,
okay, that one is a coincidence there.
And lead expert on the Iceman excavation, said of the purported curse, "I think it's a load of rubbish. It's all a media hype. Next thing you'll be saying, I'll be next."
And then he was
next. He passed away of complications from a chronic condition of ALS. Lastly, the seventh victim of the curse was Tom Loy.
Like I said, these are coincidences.
Blood on the
like, personally, I don't believe in curses, but they're very interesting to like look into. Right?
Blood disease, a condition that was diagnosed the very year he began working on the Iceman. While many of these deaths are obviously natural, the curse still stands. In fact, the Iceman himself met with an untimely and violent death. He was killed by an arrow and had his skull bashed in. He was a victim too, but the curse that hung over his mummified body for centuries has created many more in his wake. Number 12. The Curse of Superman. The Man of Steel. Superhuman strength, super speed.
This is cliche if I remember.
X-ray and heat vision. Oh yeah, and the power of flight. This kryptonite-dodging superhero may seem like the toughest around, so it may come as a surprise that this superhero is super cursed, or at least the stars who've played him.
Yeah.
The curse is said to have sprung from the artist, Joe Shuster, and the hero's creator, Jerry Siegel, who invented the comic book character for DC Comics. DC held all the rights for the superhero, and paid Shuster and Siegel little for him. In failing to receive just compensation for their creation, the two are said to have possibly placed a curse on the character themselves.
Yeah.
Those who have been part of the Superman series have been on the receiving end of some pretty terrifying misfortunes, particularly the lead.
So this is the more movie aspect, right, of it?
George Reeves and Christopher Reeve, respectively. From 1952 to 1958, George Reeves starred in Adventures of Superman, and in 1959, at age 45,
that's how they do it as a Superman.
Suicide by shooting himself, although the circumstances have been disputed. Christopher Reeve starred in the films from 1978 to 1987.
I was in that chair.
In 1995, he fell from his horse and became tragically paralyzed.
Oh my god.
He lived 9 years longer, dying from a heart attack at age 52. Some even believe that JFK fell victim to this deadly curse. His staff had approved a Superman story to be released by DC Comics in April of 1964. In the episode, the hero
this is a
highlights
conspiracy.
the physical fitness initiatives put forward by the president. This was shortly before the assassination of JFK. A number of actors have refused
That
to
one's a
play the
conspiracy.
Superman role because of this terrifying deadly curse.
It's not really like
They
a
don't want to
curse,
be numbered
right?
amongst its subsequent victims. Number 11, the Kennedy curse. Or maybe Kennedy had his own curse to contend with. He didn't have to go looking for Superman. The Kennedy curse has killed off many Kennedys over the years, reaching way back to 1944.
Oh, I don't
Most
remember this one.
notably, JFK in 1963,
Like, I remember hearing of it.
and Bobby Kennedy, his
Oh. That was not what it was. Not what it was. The recreation, right? Sure, that one works.
most notably JFK in 1963, and Bobby Kennedy, his brother, in 1968. Both assassinations are riddled with conspiracy theories, one of which is that they fell prey to the Kennedy curse. But these two primary figures weren't the only Kennedys to have suffered from the curse. In 1944, Joseph P. Kennedy was killed in a plane explosion in England during World War II, while Kathleen Kennedy was also killed in the war in Belgium by sniper fire. In 1963, Jackie
These are
O
actually
lost her
real.
son,
Like,
Patrick
you know,
Bouvier Kennedy,
it's tragic.
to a lung ailment after a premature birth. Ted Kennedy, another of the Kennedy brothers, resisted the curse's fatal grip not once, but twice. In 1964, he survived a
The
plane
curse isn't
crash that
real, but like,
killed
you know,
a
these
pilot
events are.
and one of his aides. He suffered a punctured lung, internal bleeding, a
Holy
broken back,
shit.
and fractured ribs, but managed to keep his life. In the second incident, he drove off a bridge in Chappaquiddick in 1969, killing his passenger, Mary Jo Kopachny. He managed to survive, provoking even further conspiracy surrounding the Kennedy family. Most recently, in 1999, John F. Kennedy Jr. was killed in a plane crash over the Atlantic Ocean, along with his wife and her sister. While these terrifying
When was this?
crash over the Atlantic, most recently in 1999,
I want to say I remember hearing something about that in the news, but like around 2006 or something. Like, oh, it's 2009, like the anniversary of.
John F. Kennedy Jr. was killed in a plane crash over the Atlantic Ocean, along with his
10
wife
years
and
of-
her sister. While these terrifying deaths may suggest a
I'm
curse,
probably making that up in
Kennedy
my head.
curse isn't always deadly. It wreaks havoc in other ways, touching many in the
They're not
family
showing
through
anything
various
anymore.
sinister means.
It's just the stuff, right?
Number 10, the cursed telephone number. How can a telephone number be terrifying or deadly? Its owner being spammed to death? A call coming from inside the house?
Yeah, I know
Sure,
that.
why not? But this particular
That's actually a story. If you all read scary stories to what's the book called? Scary. Tell in the dark. Dude, this book series is so fucking good. This one, and there's like a third one. Yeah. This was Tell in the dark. Yeah. There's one where but like the thing is this story is almost universal in like where it comes from, right? Because it's something that's so common, I feel. um because the story also has origins, and it's weird. Hold up. Where does the story someone gets fired, shot, pregnant? What? Fired is like okay. Shot is like pregnant is like what the fuck? It's the babysitter, right? yeah, this story pretty much, um, it's almost universal in how you know weird shit like that happens, right?
Your cursed phone number has a totally different attack mechanism.
Like my mom has told me like stories about like how like people she knows have had like people living with like in their houses or whatever, which is being weird, right? And then calling them being like, "Hey, saying you don't give me money." Blah, blah, blah.
In the turn of the millennium, the number 088
Like
888
obviously all that in Spanish.
8888
Yeah,
was first issued in
motel.
Bulgaria by a Bulgarian mobile phone company called Mobiltel. It's been issued
Oh.
several times since, due to every single one of
Oh,
its
don't
owners
they get
having an
cursed and then
untimely
die?
death.
Yeah.
3 lives in total have been ended seemingly as a result of the cursed telephone.
Again,
number.
another theme about this is
Originally,
just
the
death,
CEO of
right?
Mobiltel
What do
himself
curses and
owned
death
the
have?
number. Vladimir Grashnov died of
Curses
cancer
are almost
in 2001.
like a
That's when
disease,
things
you know,
got
they
even
something
weirder.
spread. But other
Konstantin
times,
Dimitrov was the number's next
they just
recipient.
represent
Being a mafia
that
boss, it's not a huge
change
surprise that he was blown away
occurs
by the
under the
curse.
same
In
circumstances
2003,
every
he was
time,
fatally
right?
shot while eating out with a model. The next fateful
In the
death
sense
came
that
at the tail end of
people
more
that get
deaths.
cursed
This victim was also a
usually
crooked
end up
character,
having
allegedly a
similar
corrupt
habits to the
businessman
first
heading up a
person
drug
that was
empire.
cursed, right?
Konstantin
And
Dishiev
because
was
of that,
passing by an
they end
Indian
up
restaurant in
finding
Sofia
themselves
in
facing the same
2005 when he was
untimely
fatally
doom
shot.
or a similar untimely
Coincidence,
doom
or
or
the
just
bad
an
luck of the cursed
untimely
phone
doom.
number? In
And
both
death
Constantine
obviously
cases, the
represents
likely
change
attackers
to
were Russian
from like
operatives who were in
life
the
to
business
death,
of taking out their competition.
no longer being
However,
alive.
the 3 deaths, happening all in odd years, 2 years
Also,
apart,
change
while
in
all 3 men carried
those
mobile phones with
they
the same
were
creepy
loved
number,
by.
have led many to question whether the digits
In other words, a
ultimately
change in their
were
loved
the
ones.
fault. Mobiltel has since taken the number out of circulation. A Mobiltel rep was asked about the cursed telephone number and replied, "We have no comment to make. We won't discuss individual numbers." Their suspension of the number led some to believe that perhaps they know more than they're letting on.
How long have we been live?
Number 9, the Bjorkatorp runestone. The great mystery
I think
of
like 10
Sweden
minutes,
is an
right? 10
ancient
minutes
rune.
so far?
What is
Yeah.
a rune?
Kind of a long intro.
According to your old battered dictionary, it's any of the characters of certain ancient alphabets, as of a script used for writing the Germanic languages, especially of Scandinavia and Britain. It can also be defined as an aphorism, poem, or saying with mystical meaning or for use in casting a spell, the last of which seems to describe the Bjorkatorp runestone. This 14-foot monolith can be found in Blekinge, Sweden. 2 other blank menhirs are placed next to the rune, forming a stone circle. The Proto-Norse language casts the cursed in a warning on its face, which reads, "I, master of the runes, conceal here
Oh my god,
runes
that
of power,
2010.
incessantly plagued by
2010, the 2014
maleficence,
fucking
doomed to
Photoshop.
insidious death
Video,
is
whatever
he
the fuck
who
it's called.
breaks this monument." In layman's terms, this means the man that breaks this ruin will shortly meet his death. The opposite side of the stone indicates the prediction of perdition, or prophecy of destruction. This curse comes from the 6th or 7th century, and its symbols are similar to the Elder Futhark runes, which are the most ancient form of the runic alphabet. 2nd through 8th century Germanic tribes used this alphabet, which contained 24 runes. The Bjorkatorp runestone's purpose has been debated. Some scholars believe it is a marker of some kind. Others think that it served as a shrine to Odin, the Norse god. Still, others suggest that it may mark a border between the Danes and the Swedes. But the most popular theory is that the runestone is a burial marker, either a memorial or marking a true gravesite. This may justify warning.
But the thing about why we don't know that is because, people take the warning a little too fucking seriously. And even then, it's basically a fucking structure, right? You can't just, like a structure. It's a site, right? You can't just, like, unearth the site without permission or even with permission, it'd be a little, like, questionable, right?
Warning against the destruction of the stone. However, no human remains were ever uncovered from the 1914 excavation of the area.
Oh, cool.
Setting
So
the stone's purpose aside, the curse of the runestone is local legend, starting with the terrifying death of a local man. He attempted to remove the stone from the land by piling wood around it in order to heat it enough to crack the stone by pouring cold water on it. The day was calm, still, not a breath of wind. But as the legend goes, once the man started the fire, a huge wind roared, blowing the flames toward the man. The fire around the Bjorkatorp runestone died, as did the man, once his hair was set on fire. The unfortunate victim of this curse died a painful death. Fortunately, no one has attempted to remove the stone since, so there have been no additional victims of this curse.
Wow, that looks
room
like a
remains
beautiful
standing to
picture.
this day.
Holy shit. Wow, what a breathtaking picture. Oh shit, I'm muted.
Victims of this curse. The rune remains standing to this day, a threat to all who suggest its removal or destruction. Number 8. The Omen. The Omen was the brainchild of Robert Munger, who warned the film's producer Harvey Bernhard that the devil's greatest single weapon is to be invisible.
So let's
you're going to take off his cloak of invisibility to millions of people. His statement conceived a curse the likes of which no horror film has ever seen. The film's cast and crew were seemingly stalked by Satan even before production began. One of the first victims of the curse was Gregory Peck.
Well, like when you say shit like that, it's like oh fuck, now I have to research this, right? Now, at least for me, it's like now I want to research this, right? Because back then, I used to just take these as literally, but like when it came to stuff like this, I'd be like skeptical. I'd be like, really? Or I'd be like, oh, they can have bad dreams. I want to research this now. Oh. Which is why I was like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be live, right? Because like, holy fuck, like it's 3:27. You guys streaming like 3:47, right? What is it? 40 minutes now? Almost 40 minutes. Holy shit! So you know, this is still the first fucking video. 15 minutes in. Not that it can't go that long. Rather, it's just like, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be me. Oh, I don't want to stream, and I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. Anyhow,
the film's star.
Yeah.
Tragedy struck when his son killed himself 2 months prior to filming.
Fuck.
But it didn't end there. Satan really didn't want Peck in the film, as he tried to scare the actor to death on his transatlantic flight to start filming. His plane was struck by lightning, setting the engine on fire and nearly crash landing the aircraft.
Damn.
Into the
Okay.
sea.
Yeah.
A producer for
See,
the
this
film
is why I think, like, you know, this is what I think happened. Like, the movie set people. Well, I don't know, but like, it's just Sunday. Yeah, I was gonna say it was like they were in with the joke. No, they would just stress the fuck out. They were having similar dreams. They would maybe talk to each other about like certain dreams they had and how this is an omen and stuff like that. And yeah,
Mace Newfield crossed the Atlantic a few days later, and his flight was also struck by lightning. He too.
If not, they're making all this shit up just to like sell
During
the movie.
production, Satan continued in his meddling. Among the first shots of the film was an aerial view of London. A plane was rented for the shot, but in the end the aircraft was switched by the rental company in order for the original plane to be used to transport some Japanese businessmen. The devil himself couldn't have predicted this switch, so the businessman's plane came crashing down, killing every single one of the innocent curse victims instantly. Onward, the curse continued as a stuntman was brutally attacked by trained Rottweilers in one of the film's most iconic scenes. The trainer attempted to call the pack off, but they continued to bite through the stuntman's thick padding and nearly killed him.
Yeah.
Yet another animal attack killed Sidney Bamford.
The fucking tiger, dude. Yeah.
Bamford hadn't secured the tigers properly. One of the wild beasts launched at him, biting his face off. Needless to say, the curse was brutal and violent. It became even more violent when it failed to kill the film producer Newfield in his transatlantic flight. During filming, he was staying at the Hilton in London when the hotel exploded. However, Satan had failed, yet again, to take Newfield's life, and so, with
Oh my god, dude, this cast is actually cursed. Okay. Then there's this sort of stuff, right? Where you almost unanimously can say, indeed, the cast was cursed, right? Cursed by mythical powers? No. Cursed by timing? Yes.
the IRA, he blew up a London restaurant.
Holy shit.
Newfield was en route to it.
That is insane.
But perhaps the most ominous of the curse
what the fuck?
The film was released on 6/6/76.
Okay.
The film's special effects consultant.
I wanted to release the fucking movie on 1966, June 6th. You know what I mean? It's like cliche as fuck. But okay.
and was the mastermind behind the Omen's bloody death scenes. In the film, one of the most gruesome scenes involved a plate of glass beheading Keith Jennings, a photographer. After the film was released, Richardson went on to film A Bridge Too Far in Holland. On Friday the 13th, a week after The Omen had been released, Richardson and Liz Moore, his assistant, were the victims of a head-on collision. Moore was decapitated by a wheel from the other vehicle, mirroring the Keith Jennings death scene. Richardson awoke from the tragic crash to find the kilometer marker Omen 666.
This cast was indeed cursed.
6-mile marker near Omen, Netherlands.
You know,
could the curse get any more
this
terrifying?
is the one exception.
7,
Holy shit.
Musicians. Ever heard
Yeah,
of
the 27 Club.
Alright, well, you're about to. The club refers to a league of musicians who've been cursed by the number 27. That is, they've all met their
not the number 6.
untimely deaths at this ripe young age. Who are the unwilling members of this club?
Shit.
Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, and Brian Jones, just to name a few. These musicians were generational voices, cultural icons, and defined what it means to be a rock star. They were also drug addicts, each dying from drug-related deaths at the age of 27. Kurt Cobain had attempted suicide prior to
Let me think. This is not his suicide picture. This is just him being fucking wasted, right? I'll be back just in case.